sure. For sure. We rolling, right?
Yeah, we're rolling.
We are on. We are back at it. Like crack at it. That's the saying, right?
That is.
Mr. Jason, welcome to the show, bro.
What's up?
Welcome to the show. We made it, bro. We made it. This has been planned for a little bit, and we here. Shout out to you for setting everything up. We got the official spot. No more studio time.
No more money spent.
We just on the Sony time right now with this one. Just with
25 minutes into
For sure. Well, welcome to the show, bro. So I don't think has it been up to a month since we've known each other?
Maybe. It might have been through. I'd not say a month. It's been
About
month.
a month since that time at UT?
Yeah.
It feels like forever, bro. It feels like forever. A couple hoop sessions.
That's how guys work.
That's how it is, bro. That's how it is. So, okay, man. So yeah, bro. For context, guys, we met at UT. We were going out. This was during graduation.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Commencement.
It was actually the week after because it like rained or something like that. So
Yeah. And we were out praying for people, and then we connected, and I think we hooped
the next day.
The next day.
Friday night, Saturday at 10 in the morning.
Saturday we hooped, and then we went to Rosita's. Shout out to Rosita's taco joint.
Right down the street.
And then the rest is history. And now we doing content, sharing the gospel, all of that. So for sure. So tell us just a little bit about yourself, like here in Austin, what you do, what you're involved in, and then we'll get into your story.
Okay. I'm 29 years old. I've been here in Texas since 2020. I'm from New Jersey. Right now I am a creative director at Encounter City Church up in Killeen, Texas. I used to go to Christian Life Austin before actually Encounter City Church actually gave me an offer to be a creative director. So I'm up there. I help HOP when I can. House of Proclamation.
Shout out HOP.
Shout out the Richest Take. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. All right. So we've talked a little bit about your story and your testimony, but I don't feel like we've hit the meat yet. So I want to go ahead and start just from the beginning with you and your journey. And then I think we'll just kind of go through progressively how God has revealed himself to you and what he's done from where you started in Jersey to now here in Austin years later.
Yeah. So in Jersey, I mean, I guess you would kind of say like I kind of grew up in church, but I wasn't like saved and nothing like that. I'm like, me and my brother like very musically inclined. Mm-hmm. So we played like drums, we played piano, we played all the instruments, but I wouldn't say I was saved. I can't speak for my brother, but I could say I wasn't saved. So I would just play the instruments like for my uncle. My uncle needed a piano player, I would play the piano. My uncle needed a drummer, I'll play the drums. Mm-hmm. So I grew up like that, just playing the drums, but I never had no type of relationship with God. Mm-hmm. Like I wasn't even religious, like no type of relationship. And I think around 2020, I moved out here to Texas. I was doing cybersecurity in New York, and I had a job offer out here. And actually, at the time, I was married to someone else, my ex-wife, and we both moved out here together. And life was actually like great. We was making good money. We were actually living in Dallas for maybe 6 months. 6 months, and then we both got offers out here to come to Austin, so we just left Dallas. Yeah. And we came out here, and we were just living our best. We both were 20-year-olds, married very young, and we were just having fun. We were partying, drinking, smoking, just having a blast in life, and like not knowing the damage it could cause. And we were married for about a year. So going into 2021, that's when everything started going downhill. I think some things happened to me with my family that like kind of like disappointed me. I put my trust in like role models and man. Like, I put men and women on higher pedestals, and I put my full trust in them. And when the trust was gone, it kind of like destroyed like life in me. Like it was like, okay, this is not real then. Yeah. Like my role models is not even who I think they are. Yeah. So it kind of is like, oh, and even when I got you could say my heart broken from men in my life that I thought I can trust. My wife at the time, she cheated on me, and And that kind of like just like devastated me, like to the core. And actually, after she cheated on me one time, I actually stayed with her. We actually like tried to like fix our marriage per se, but it only lasted for maybe like a month. And she ended up cheating again. And one day I was out practicing with my brother on bikes because we were like into like doing wheelies on bikes and stuff. And some was like, let me just go home. I'm gonna surprise my wife. And I go home to surprise her with some food. And I get into the house and I noticed that she jumped. As soon as I opened the door, I noticed she jumped from the counter to the sofa. And I kind of was like, oh, that was weird. And she left her phone on the counter. So I'm like, I just want to surprise you with some food. And you can tell she's a little off. And as soon as I put the food on the counter, the phone rings. So I'm like, oh, someone's calling me from, it's like a number that wasn't saved. So I pick up the phone and it's some dude and he like answers. And I don't know if I can't remember, but he said something that like triggered me where I knew that they were doing something. And because I was cheated on by her previously, I was like devastated where I ran into the closet and I was like, yo, this is not real. This is a dream. Right. I just got to wake up somehow.
Right.
So I literally went to a place called the Austin Secret Beach. They got like some rocks and mountains up top. And in the wintertime, there's no water flowing through the creek. So I had in my full-blown mind, I said, I'm going to go to the top of the rock and I'm just jump off and I'll wake up. I'll wake up and this bad dream will be done. And I went over there. I was listening to Rod Wave. I was listening to some song called Sky Priority. It was getting me in the moment of, okay, this is how I'm going to kill myself. Or if it's not killing myself, I'll wake up and this bad dream will be done with. And but my brother, he had my location and he knew something was off. Like, why is my brother in the middle of nowhere? Something's off. So I get there to the place and I'm sitting listening to the music and I hear my cousin through a phone. But from a far distance, like it shouldn't be possible that I can hear someone's voice. And I hear my cousin calling my name and I'm like, this is weird. And then who comes out of the woods? My brother on FaceTime with my cousin. And they're like, they're trying to figure out what's going on because it was like, well, you were just fine. And like, we were just good this afternoon. Like, which is turned left. So I ended up explaining them to all like what happened. And right then and there, that's actually where the downhill started. So because I got my trust broken from men, I put my trust in, and then my ex-wife at the time, I just know, oh, this world is fake. I don't need to trust nobody. I'm in my hot boy era. I'm just like about to go crazy. And so right then and there, I started doing drugs, alcohol, partying, buying sections every weekend out on 6th Street, out on the Domain, going to Houston, going to Deep Ellum, Dallas, just doing the whole nine of. I'm a 21-year-old young. I make good money. I was making 6 figures. I was just having fun. I had a nice car, BMW X3. I was just doing it all. And in that moment, I didn't know that like I was actually dead inside. Like I was dead. I was just literally like a walking zombie having fun though. And I ended up started really getting into riding bikes and stuff into the street. And actually, I kind of got pretty known in America, actually, like in riding bikes. Like I really got popular because I was really good at it. So I would ride like 4-wheelers in the street and I've got arrested. I've broken my ribs. I've broken my hip, concussion. I done had all the things in the world and what was that? Where was that? Oh yeah, I had the injuries, and I was just living my best life out there, and then one day, and so that was from like 2021 to like 2024. For like 5 years, I was just going like insane. Yeah. And in 2024 is on my birthday of October 27, 2024. I go to New Jersey. Ended up getting me a section for my birthday, and when everything could go wrong, everything goes wrong. I like lost my wallet that day. I broke my phone that day. Like everything was just downhill. And after that trip in Jersey, I came back and I'm like, you know what? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a detox. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do no more porn, no more Instagram, and no more bikes, because those were my vices since everything happened to me in 2021. I used those things to cope with my heart being broken, with my trust being broken, all of that. I used the bikes the pornography. I used all of that Instagram to get gratification from people, that, you know, approval from people through posting stuff. And November 1st came, I said, you know what, for the whole month, I was like, you know what, I'm not doing none of those three things. And I call it a detox at the time. And then fast forward November 1st to the night of Thanksgiving. For some reason, I couldn't fall asleep the night like leading up to Thanksgiving. I'm like, this is weird. I said, well, let me hop on Call of Duty. It's 2 a.m. I'll get tired. I'll fall asleep. Hop on Call of Duty. Still can't go to sleep. I go put on my show. Still can't go to sleep. I was like, man, I don't know what to do. And I feel something tell me, well, put on worship music. And I'm like, I ain't got no worship music in my phone. I'm like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So I'm like, you know what? My brother, he sent me a prayer years ago. He sent me a prayer and there was a worship song behind it. And I was like, you know what? I'll just put that on my phone. And I played it on my phone and boom, I woke up in the morning.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. I'm like, all right, that was
weird.
That was weird. But I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, all right. So I'm getting ready for Thanksgiving because my brother's doing his gender reveal that day. Like the whole family came out from Jersey and everything. And I get to the Thanksgiving party and something just off of me that day. Like my heart is heavy. My heart's never been heavy because I've been cold for the past 5 years. Like I'm like not emotional at all. Like my heart is just like, it's just cold. I'm dead inside. And but that day my heart was heavy and I'm like, something's off. So I get to Thanksgiving party and I'm sitting at the dinner table the whole day. And they do the gender reveal and the confetti pops. And when they pop the confetti, everyone's excited. Oh, it's a boy. But then there's a little boy there that I don't know who baby this is, but there's a little boy there. He ends up slipping and falling on the confetti, hits his head, but no one pays attention to him. So he ends up falling. Everyone's excited. The boy's over there on the floor crying. He knows no one's going to help him. So he gets up. He runs around the island to his father. His father sees him, picks him up, holds him. He stops crying. When he stops crying, I start crying. So I'm sitting here crying. I'm like, man, I don't want nobody to notice me. But I'm like, yo, why am I crying? So in that moment, I felt, oh, I'm crying because I want a kid like that. Like I done spent these 5 years sleeping with all these different women, doing all these different things. I never took a girl serious. And I'm like, man, I want a kid. That's what it is. So end up leaving the Thanksgiving party. And I go home and I remember the night before, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put on worship music. But I don't have no worship music in my phone. So I said, you know what? I know a group called Elevation Worship. Let me just search them up on YouTube. So I searched them up on YouTube and I played a song Available by Elevation Worship. And I kid you not, I let that song play for like 8 hours, 9, probably 10 hours at night. I sat on the edge of my bed. I don't know how to pray. I don't even know how to pray. So I don't even know what to do. I just got this worship music on. I'm crying. I'm emotional. And I realized I was just sitting in the presence of God. I was just sitting there on the edge of my bed. And I hear God tell me, go to New Jersey for 31 days. I'm like, okay, that's twice I hear from God. I'm like, but what in the world am I going to do in New Jersey for 31 days? Like, all my friends that know me out there, I got my bike out there. And everyone, I'm the party animal out there. So why would I do that? But I ended up obeying it. I literally bought a flight that day, flew to New Jersey, and my uncle's a pastor and my aunt's a pastor. So I literally spent like the next 2 months with them. And literally, they just like poured into me, like discipled me, like even like the church is it's called Victory Outreach, and like even like the young men they had in there, and my cousin Nettie, they all like poured into me. Like I didn't know what The Chosen was, so they had me like watching Chosen, praying, fasting, reading my word, and from December 1st to January 16th, I spent my time in New Jersey. But I actually tore my shoulder, my rotator cuff, so I had to go back to Texas to get an MRI. So the day of that I'm coming back to get my MRI, I'm sitting in my prayer closet, and when I'm praying, I hear God tell me, you were that kid. And I'm like, I was that kid? I'm like, what are you talking about, God? And he was telling me I was that kid that fell, and he just needed me to run back to him. Because the way God even used the whole party scene, like no one know, like in the party scene, no one knows when someone's hurting because it's nothing but loud noise. No one even knows what's going on. It's just like that kid. I was in that mix in Austin, but no one was seeing that I was hurting. Right. It was just like, oh, he's having fun. He's always a kid smiling. He's always lit. But it was like, no, I was hurting, and it took me to run back to my father to get healed. Right. And that's literally how I encountered God.
Yeah. Man, sheesh. So like around this time where you're in the midst of partying and everything, like you mentioned that like you were dead inside, but like, did you recognize, like, was this like a masking of like, internally I'm hurting and I'm actually going through it? Or was it just like, I'm caught up in the moment and it just took time, later on to understand that like I was actually, like you said earlier, like a zombie? Like, where were you in that moment internally?
I think in that moment internally, I didn't even know. I didn't even know I was hurting, because from like immediately when originally everything happened to me, where all my trust was broken, everything, I immediately found vices to cope with all the pain I was going through. So I had no idea what I was doing, like at all.
Yeah.
Like just like I could just imagine like all the pain I caused, even like sleeping with other women and all these other things. It's like I had no idea I was doing this. I was just literally lost.
Yeah.
Like a lost soul, literally.
Yeah. Yeah. So like when we're out evangelizing and we're like on 6th Street, it's like I was here. Like I know it's like I know what it feels like to go through this, and you're like trying to get, because a lot of people, like, it's not as like, they may not be hurting, or maybe it's work, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's divorce, maybe it's something else, and it's just like, that's the only thing that they know how. It's almost like a default. Like you just go there to escape. It's not even for the enjoyment. It's just like to escape your surrounding. You lived that, like you were in there. So that's crazy. So okay, so you go through this crazy transformation. God reveals himself. And so at this point, right, now that, okay, God revealed that you're that child, and you had to run back to me, you got to spend time with your aunt and uncle. Where are you now with God? And kind of how has that led to where you are today?
So after New Jersey, I ended up flying back out here to Texas to live. I was and I have to find a church now. I don't know no churches. So while I'm actually in New Jersey, I'm actually like trying to, on Instagram, searching up churches. I search up I find Red Rocks. I found Bethel. I found Christian Life Austin. I'm looking at all these churches and I'm like, well, I'll just each week I'll try a new church, and that's, I'll make that my home. So I get back out here in February, and the first church I go to is Red Rocks. And Red Rocks immediately, literally, was going to put me on their worship team. Like, they have a Saturday service, so I went there like on a Saturday service. I got connected with some other people, and they immediately was going to put me into their worship team to play the piano, because, that's what I know. I know how to play piano. And I feel God tell me, no, you got to be still, because that's what I know. And I get caught up in that, and it's like that one-on-one relationship with God that I have for the past month and a half, I immediately jump away from that and just jump right into ministry. So God literally told me, nah, you got to sit still. So I was like, you know what? Then Red Rocks is probably not my church. So the next week, I go to Christian Life Austin. And go to Christian Life Austin, and I kind of was like intimidated because it's a big congregation. I'm like, this church is like huge. It's like it's low-key a mega church. And I was kind of intimidated, and I was like, so after the service, I was like, you know what? This is probably not the church for me. And literally, shout out to my guy, Pastor Sam. But I was walking out and I hear someone calling my name. And I guess someone in the church, I was talking to someone named Rob that was sitting in there. He ended up telling him about me. So while I'm leaving in the parking lot, Pastor Sam ends up like yelling my name. I'm like, who's calling me? Nobody knows me here. Who's calling my name? Yeah. So I turn around, he's like, yo, like he wanted to talk to me. And I was like, oh man. I was like, okay, that's what I need. Like God answered. Like I thought this church was too big. They wouldn't notice, like, it's just too much going on. But no, like they actually noticed there. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you know what? This is my church. So I started going there from all of February. And then March 1st, they had a series called Believe For It. Mm-hmm. And so Believe For It, they had wanted you to write a prayer down on a card that only God can answer.
I remember this, yeah.
That only God can answer. So I write something down on the card, and a friend ends up calling me, and she's going through like a bad breakup and divorce. So I already know she's going through something. Well, I've been there before. So I was like, she's like, I want to go on a vacation. I said, bet, you going on vacation? I'll take care of you. She got 3 dogs, 2 cats, 1 bird, a whole bunch of animals. And I know I am not capable of taking these animals. But I was like, you know what? I know what she's going through. So you know what? I'll help her out, and I'll take care of all that. Yeah. And it's in Killeen, Texas. Mm-hmm. So I'm still hurt because of my shoulder. So I said, I'm not working right now. I'll help her out. So I go to Killeen. I stay up there for a week, and mind you, I'm fresh from giving my life to Christ. So I'm kind of, I'm trying to make sure I'm staying on the right path. So while I'm out there, I'm like, I asked the girl that I'm taking care of her dogs. I said, is there any churches out here? Because like I don't want to just sit in the house all day. I end up falling short. I end up watching porn or something. Or, I end up doing, getting my mind messed up. So she's like, yeah, it's a church called Encounter City Church. They keep inviting me, but I ain't going. And I said, you know what? I'll check it out for you. And I checked out the church for her, and I ended up making like a TikTok video, like a get ready with me. And I made a get ready with me, and then I recorded the service and everything. And the TikTok video ends up going like viral a little bit. And ends up getting it back to the senior pastor, and he ends up getting in contact with me literally the next day. That's a Sunday, and the next day, he ends up getting in contact with me. He said, can I take you out for lunch? I said, sure. So he takes me out for lunch, and he immediately, from the rip, he shows me his phone. He's like, look, I want to hire you as our creative director. And I'm like, man, he don't know. I live in Austin. I'm going to Christian Life Austin. I'm like, I was like, I'm going to just hear him out, but I'll tell him the bad news after. Yeah. And he takes me to the church, and he's showing me like the office and the cameras and laptops and all. It's like, this will all be yours and everything. And, I'm like, okay, that's cool. It's cool. And he's like, wait, let me show you one more thing. So he has a studio where he makes clothes. So he takes me to the studio, and as soon as we open the door, I see that there's printers all over the place. And I start crying, and he's like, well, why are you crying? I said, well, can we go back to my car? I got something in my Bible that I want to show you, because the prayer that I wrote from CLA, I put it in my Bible as like a bookmark. So we go back to my car, I show him it, and he reads it out loud. And on that card, I wrote, God, just bless me in clothing brand and social media for your glory. And that's it. Like, however you want that to work, God, that's all I wrote. And he literally offered that to me 7 days from the day I wrote that at Christian Life Austin. Like, God literally answered that prayer. Yeah. And ever since then, just been in ministry. Yeah.
So, okay, you obviously had talent, because you made videos with biking, and that's a whole episode for itself. But so you obviously had the gift of content. You were doing it. How does this now? Because like you're out now on 6th Street. You've been with us at UT. You shared the gospel. We were downtown, not too long ago. So like, how does that now translate to like, hey, like I gotta share my faith. I gotta, use content to show how to have these conversations so that Christians can learn, but also to show that these people are lost that we're talking to. So what stirred up in your heart to now have the confidence to go up to people and say, hey, like, do you know this guy named Jesus? Like, would you like to know about him? How was that journey like for you?
I think for me, I remember seeing a TikTok video. Someone said, I was loud in my sin, but I'm going to be louder in my faith. And like I said previously, I was like literally well known in the bike community for riding bikes. So everyone knew me. Like till this day, people still don't fathom that I literally fully gave my life to Christ and I don't ride bikes anymore. So like, I was real known in that community. So I'm like, wait, if I'm gonna be loud in that, I gotta be louder in my faith. Yeah. And also, I felt God revealed to me, like, what if Matthew had a camera back then? You don't think he would record everything? Like, he technically did record everything. Right. So I feel like I'm just a modern day, or anybody, not just me, but anybody who has a camera and want to spread the gospel, we're the modern day Matthews. And that's how we are going to spread the gospel. We're spreading it through film, through podcasts, through however we want to do it. So I think that's what gives me the courage that, I have to spread this gospel, and it doesn't always mean you got to be behind a pulpit. Right. Like, it can, like, the devil uses social media, and we have to be a light in the darkness. We're supposed to be the light at the top of the hill. Yeah. So if we're going to be that, then we have to push it onto TikTok, push it on Instagram, push it on YouTube. We have to be that light. Yeah. So. And
what keeps you, because like, and you know this better than anyone, like when you have a platform, obviously, and you have a message that you're sharing to the people, some cases it blows up. And then you have an audience now that's following you, that's watching you, that's buying the merch, that's taking everything that you're giving them. How do you guide your heart to where it's like, oh, this is me doing this. Like, this is my thing. This is my show. Like, how do you keep yourself grounded in the sense that when the views come, when the audience come, when all these different things come, it's still Christ at the center of all the content, all the media, the camera, all of that stuff?
I think no matter what, I already know God gets the glory in everything. That's it. It don't matter what happens in this world, no matter what happens with me, what happens with you. I already know God gets the glory. But also, it's I keep myself grounded because I've seen the doors God open for me. Like I used to make films and other stuff and like in the bike community and making like funny videos and cooking videos. And I used to make stuff like that. But as soon as I gave my life to Christ, God's just been opening door after door. I know it's not me that's opening these doors. Like everything that God is opening, like he's opening these doors and I see it. He makes sure I know that, no, I've opened this door for you. You didn't open this by yourself. So any video that goes viral or if I'm getting these opportunities, it's praise be to God every time. I won't ever let,
Yeah, let it get to you. So married now.
Yeah.
And so how did you meet Kayla?
Again, shout out to Christian Life Austin. Christian Life Austin, they do like an annual worship, a worship night in April, and it was. I'm saying God, this is where I'm saying God literally opens up doors. It was just month like I get back to Texas, I find Christian Life Austin February, I find Encounter City Church in March, I find my wife in April, but no, I went to their worship night. And I'm sitting there, they got like the lights dimmed and everything, and she ends up sitting next to me, and I couldn't really see her, and I'm praying, I got my hands up, the lights is dark, can't see none, but after everything's done, they cut the lights on. So I look to the right, and I'm like, oh, she's pretty. And then I see my boy Keon and Josh. Josh is the drummer down there. Keon was just in there. Yeah. I seen them down, they all calling me down, and I said, God, I said, how does this work? Like being a Christian, I said, do I like try to holler at her? How does this work in the Christian? Like, do I holler? Do I go down there with my boys? So I tell my boys to hold up, and I look at her, and I'm like, I introduce myself and everything, and I'm like, I said, hey, you want to go get a burger? And she goes, yeah, sure, let's go get a burger. Like, why not? And I'm like, I bet. So we ended up going to get a burger, and literally the rest was history. Literally, I literally proposed to her. I met her April 15th. I proposed to her June 28th. And this was the most beautiful part about it all. The day I had an encounter with Christ was November 28th. The day I proposed to Kayla was June 28th. That's 7 months from the day that I gave life to Christ, and the number of completion in the Bible is 7. Yeah. And I was like, wow. And I didn't even mean to propose to her on June 28th. Like it was just, and then we got married August 2nd. Yeah. And then,
so we're in this stage now where, we go from Jersey to Texas, back to Jersey. We riding bikes and we riding on one wheel on the highway, getting chased by the cops. And, getting 6 stars on 6 stars on GTA. And so we have this encounter with Christ, and then Christ is just, he's showing you, okay, this is the area where you're going to serve me and glorify me. And then now we're married. So what is going on in your mind of like, man, all right, new stage of life. Obviously you've been married before, and from where you were back then to where you are now, just so much has gone through. So what is God showing you now in this, stage of marriage? Now you're a believer, right? You're a strong witness for him. Your wife is a believer. So what is God revealing now in this stage of marriage?
And this thing, I think God is revealing, like, one, he's teaching me how to love my wife like Christ loved the church. Like he's really teaching me what love is. I think a lot of the world to get caught up what they think love is, and obviously they think it's like in lust and all these other things. And it's no, you won't know what love is until you have God. And the God is like literally showing me that. Like I can see the difference between my old marriage and now. It's like night and day. And he's just teaching me how to actually love, how to actually like sacrifice for my wife, how to actually be that, like to, because that's what it says in Ephesians 5. I believe that's Ephesians 5. It tells me to sacrifice. So,
you good? Yeah. Your phone. What note did you put?
30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
15 minutes.
Yeah, you good?
Just he's definitely teaching me how to love, how to sacrifice, how to actually like literally give my wife my all.
Yeah, so you're like legitimately living out the gospel through your marriage, and that's like something for the world to see because she's out there with you, or evangelizing
And I still struggle. It's still, obviously, I'm still young. We ain't even have been married a year yet. August 2nd to be a year. But I still struggle. I still have to learn things because I've never been in ministry before. I've never had a wife and in ministry. Like God's opening all these doors, and I actually have to learn how to slow down. So because we have to be equally yoked. So I can't be the one pulling every time. We have to be equally yoked. So I'm still learning how to balance, almost like a work-life balance, like with my wife and ministry, and also I also have to get used to when I found Christ, I was single. So all I know is when I have problems, I run to the Lord immediately. But it's quick for me to
run to her.
Leave her. Honestly, it's quick for me to. What I do know is to run to Christ. I'll jump ship a ministry, jump ship my own wife. Yeah. So I'm even I have to learn that we're called to be one. So
yeah. So looking back, somebody can see this and like, okay, well, you had your first marriage and then trust was the number one thing that was broken. Where was that point where you were healed, or where you would say you were healed to jump into it again the second time?
Honestly, it was a miracle, because it went from one day I can't trust a woman, I can't love a woman, I can't even trust family members, friends. It went from one day to that to the next, like literally a miracle. Like I was able to see a woman and be like, oh, I can trust you. I love you. Like it's like, oh, that's that, because that was the Holy Spirit in me. Like all what I knew, I was dead inside. But once the Holy Spirit filled me, I was okay. I can see now clearly, some damage was done to me, but whatever. It probably was my fault, if anything. It doesn't even matter.
Right.
But now I have the Holy Spirit dwelling in me, it's kind of, I see way different than how I would have seen before I gave my life to Christ.
Yeah. So as a man, obviously we're a believer. We have our encounter with Christ, but then you meet Kayla, and she obviously stands out. But like, what specifically stands out as a man now in this stage as a believer, to where you're now like, okay, this is the woman that I want to marry, and this is the woman that's going to help me grow spiritually and grow with my walk with Christ? Like, what were those things that stood out in Kayla that you didn't see with these other girls that you were with previously?
So June 1st, I went on a Daniel fast for the whole month. And obviously, it tells you when you fast, don't tell nobody. So for the people who fast and just out here just telling everybody, that's not how you fast. But I went on a fast June 1st, and I wasn't telling her. So I guess after a couple of days, she noticed, like, we'll go out to eat, or we were trying something to eat, and I'll like tell her, oh no, I'm good, I already ate. So then she figured out, wait, you ain't eat. I was just with you. How? At what point did you eat? So I ended up telling her, I said, well, I'm doing a fast for the month. But she didn't know I was doing a fast to see if I should propose to her already. Because I was trying to see, well, maybe this is too fast. And literally when I tell her I was fasting, she goes, oh, I'll fast with you. And I was like, that was literally my confirmation right there. And literally when she actually fasted with me, she lasted like a week. But either way, she fasted with me, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go buy the ring. So I bought the ring that month and then proposed to her June 28th. Yeah. And I already knew. I was like, this is my partner. And she's willing to step in with me in this.
Yeah. So that was it. Yeah. Because it makes sense. Because, she's out there. She's supportive with content, which, like, as content creators. She helps us record. Like, she's in it. Now, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. So, somebody looking at this, whether they are a bike rider, they're in the same spot, they they're looking at this and they're like, okay, like, this is literally me right now. I don't believe in Christ. I don't know about the whole Christ stuff, but this is literally me right now. What would be your message to these people that are kind of looking in the mirror watching this episode of just hearing your story?
One, I would use me as an example, use my testimony. If you do know me, there's a miraculous change. There's no, like, it's something weird there. It's like something, so clearly something happened with me, and that my testimony can be a lesson to them that, maybe I should try Christ. Yeah. Or if my testimony is not enough, I just challenge the listener, just try Jesus. Try him. Like, literally try him. Because my God don't fail. So literally, you try him, and try him wholeheartedly. Not that, I'm just going to church on a Sunday. No, actually it's not about religion. It's about relationship. Actually, like, put your trust in him. Get away from the things of this world. What is it to gain the world and lose your own soul? So don't put your life into the alcohol, into the sex, into the drugs. Actually fully try God for a month. Try God for a month. And then you tell me the difference, because I've seen the difference in a day. So I already know what my God could do. So.
Yeah. So we've gotten to kind of get like a holistic picture of your life. We get into marriage and what God has been revealing and showing in your marriage. For you personally right now, sitting across from me, where do you feel like Christ is revealing himself to in your life, personally, in your heart, where you are right now? Just despite everything that we've talked about, where are you at now with Christ? What is he revealing right now in your life?
Back to the testimony. He's revealing that I'm a living testimony. This is where the content comes in hand, where I have to show the people I know and the people I don't know that actually are in the same shoes as me, that I have to be able to use my testimony to spread the gospel. Yeah. Like that's like I have to do that. I'm called to do that. Yeah. Like as you can see, the doors that's being opened. Right. It's no coincidence we know each other. It's no coincidence that a church wants to hire me to be there, a creative director. Like clearly God is showing me, all right, I want to use you. Like I want to use you, Jason, like to spread the gospel, because I have a testimony. Yeah. I've, there's a lot of people that they, they have the testimony where they grew up in church. And okay, that testimony is for other people. Yeah. But there's a lot of people specifically in Austin, because there's literally a spirit here on 6th Street. Yes. There's a spirit here, and they get caught up in this religious thing of going to 6th Street on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, work Monday through Friday, do it all over again. And it's for me to tell them, I've been there right there with you. Yeah. You probably know me. Right. Like literally, the bouncers probably know me. Like the DJs probably know me. So I've been there, but you clearly see that I have this peace and joy, and it's not from the alcohol. It's not from any of those things. It's from Jesus Christ himself. Yeah.
Because I think that's the root. Because a lot of people will look at 6th Street and they're like, oh, like they're getting drunk and, guys are just lusting or whatever. But there's always like a root, even with sin, there's always a root cause. And so it's like the enemy is using 6th Street as a campaign for peace. But it's like the peace that's like, it's very momentary, but then like you still have that hole. And so it leaks out into where you have to come get more and come get more and come get more. And it's like at some point it has to be enough, regardless of what category it is. But then it's like, it's just, it's that repeating cycle of like, okay, well, it satisfies me, but then I got to go back to reality. It satisfies me, but then like the peace that we're talking about with Christ, it's like you have the peace within your reality. So like you go to work in your tough work environment and you have peace. You go back to your family, your marriage, or whatever it is, and you have that peace that, surpasses understanding. And I think like I'm so glad like we got to do this, because I think it's so easy for people to look at you and be like, he's cool, he has the tats, he has the merch, he has this content, all these like the dreads, like all these cool things about you, and then like what you do, but then not understand the heart behind it. Because it's like it's more than just getting a camera, making a cool video, posting it on Instagram, and getting that recognition behind it. It's like, God is working in you and in your heart, and like you being a testimony, a lot of people are going to see, even if it's just one person that sees this, you get to be able to touch that person, right? The Holy Spirit being able to speak through you and touch that person. We're out on 6th Street, you being able to share your testimony and be like, hey, like I am living proof that this is not it. And I think it's important that we continue to have these conversations. It's important that you continue to share your testimony, because God is going to elevate you higher and higher and higher. And so I'm very grateful that we got to meet. Obviously, it's not a coincidence. I didn't even know who you were. I didn't even know you were pulling up. You pulled up and then everybody's talking to you. I was like, who is this dude just over here chilling and everybody talking? And then, it's just like the rest was just history, bro. And so like, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for your wife, Kayla. I'm grateful for you guys' ministry, you being able to support me with the Richest Take, but just your heart for Austin, bro. Because like, we've talked a lot in the span of 3 weeks, but like, I really believe that God specifically called us here in Austin. Yes. Of all, like any state, any place he would have had us here in the city of Austin. And of course, the highest population of young adults in the United States. and you have 6th Street, you have the Domain, you have all these different places where young adults go to, where that's all they're exposed to. But we're out in the fight with HOP and with various churches being able to do that. So I thank God for your life, bro. I'm so excited to see what God continues to reveal and to teach you and show you in your marriage and in your life, through your ministry, through content. I'm excited for us to go to war together when we're out evangelizing, sharing the faith, defending the faith, all these different things. So, I'm very grateful for this episode, bro. I really pray that people watch this and they just see how good God is. Because at the end of the day, I have my story, you have your story, but there's a consistency that Christ is faithful and patient and loving, and he calls us, right? But he gives us the time for us to know him and to walk with him. And once we get that understanding, it's like the light comes on, right? And then we're able to go from there, bro. So I'm super grateful, bro. I'm gonna let you have your final word of whatever you want to give to the people, family watching, people that you haven't seen in a minute, your bikers that's still probably out there doing wheelies, whatever final word you have, bro. Yeah.
I would actually I would like to close it in prayer then.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. Dear Heavenly Father, I just pray over, even if it's just one person that watches this, hears this, I just pray that, God, you touch their heart, you touch their mind, God. You open their eyes to see you, open their ears to hear you, open their hearts to feel you, God. Use my testimony, God. I don't want any glory, God. I want you to have all the glory. But use my testimony for them to know that they can actually have a relationship with you, God. That you actually do love them. That they actually do matter, God. That this world has nothing for them, but you have something for them, God. So I pray that this podcast can just touch the people that aren't believers, God. And for the ones that are believers, that's just in the season where they're having doubt, God, I pray that you use me. Just use me, God. Use my testimony, God, that they need you, God. And in your mighty name we say, Jesus, amen.
Amen. And myself the mic. Amen. Amen. This is dope, bro. Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
God bless you, bro. Thank you, bro. Love you, bro. Appreciate you for coming through and helping with the setup. Man, we consistent, bro. Back-to-back weeks. Now we gotta edit. We gotta get this going. But shout out to the Richest Take family. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Pointing at all cameras. God bless you guys. We'll have some more episodes coming soon. But I pray that you guys are blessed as you watch this, and I'll see you guys on the next one.